put behind you that game in New England?
It's the only choice we have. Obviously, there was one of those. I think their first two shots were goals. Or maybe two of their first three shots. I think Wynn put one over the top before the first goal. But offensively, we did enough in the first 20 minutes to score a couple of goals. Didn't score, and then they came and countered us and got a goal, got another goal, and then exposed us. And we gave up a bad goal. The third goal was a bad goal, and you chalk it up as one of those days. So you got to learn from it. Take your lessons, take your lumps, and move forward.
Do you ever let the feeling of a loss like that linger a little bit to use it maybe as extra motivation to come back and not let that happen again?
I think everybody who's competitive, it eats at you. You want to get out on the field. We want to have some guys train a little less today, but they want to keep playing because you want to get out on the field. You want to put it behind you. So for me, it's the same. You want to get on to the next game. So, Saturday can't come soon enough.
Moving on to the next game, what adjustments do you make to get your team past Sunday's loss and kind of fill those gaps with the three players that have left for the national team?
Well, we just got to know which team we are. Are we the team that played the first 10 games, or are we the team that played the 11th game? And I think we're the team that played the first 10 games. I still have a lot of faith in the group, and they have faith in themselves. And, we know we're going to be missing some players, so is San Jose. And, it's an opportunity for some other players to step in and show their quality, and, they should be excited.
You seem to have a lot of options to fill in for those 2-3 spots.
There's options, and as the week goes on, we'll make those decisions, and we'll see how people play. Obviously, everybody should, for a bad analogy, smell the blood in the water. That there's, something there, and so certainly the guys that know they're in competition for a chance to get on the field should be, at their best this week.
I'm going to guess there's really no way to account for the way Clint created things. You can't really make that up, I guess, can you?
Yeah, it's like what I've always said. Every system is really reflective of the players within that system. So if you take the diamond system that Salt Lake plays and you take Morales out of there, it's a different team, and obviously Clint is a very important part of our team, so it changes a little bit how we play, but I still think we have guys on the field who are good passers of the ball, guys who can still create things, and it changes maybe a little bit about how we play, but that means some other people have to step up in certain areas. We maybe have to be a little bit better on our flank play overall, but it's something we can compensate for.
Is it better or worse to have a loss like that and then to lose a few players, or would you rather have the whole team back to try to bounce back from it, I guess?
No, I'd rather never lose, to be very honest. But, unfortunately it's part of it, and if you lose, you'd rather lose 1-0 or 2-1 or, have it be tight. But, it is what it is. We got to accept the reality of it and move on.
Does this full stadium match this weekend? Does it come at the right time? You guys have always played really well in front of those big crowds.
Yeah, it's good. We want a big crowd because I think our record is pretty good, when we play in front of those crowds. So, I think we did a good job in our last 3 home games of rewarding our home fans with 3 victories, and we certainly want to keep our streak going at home. And so we're excited about the big crowd. We're excited about being at home.
Any injury updates this week?
No, Remick did the first part of training, so we'll see how he responds tomorrow, and there's a good chance he'll be all in. So Leo's healthy again as well, so with the exception of Parsimon and Lowe, everybody should be available.
We don't see a lot of defenders subbed out of games. With DeAndre, was there maybe a message that he wasn't getting or something that you think you need to learn there?
It's just I could have chosen some other people at that point in time. It was just a situation that I chose DeAndre, and because we wanted to get Leo on the field, we thought Evans could slide over to the other side. DeAndre really hadn't been off the field all year, so I just decided to do it that way. No secret coded Dick Tracy message or anything like that.
Do you still feel like you're pretty confident in the personnel you have defensively?
Yeah, I'm confident in the personnel we have defensively. Defending is everybody. It's all 11 players, and it's our reaction to the ball, our transition from offense to defense. Is it quick enough? Is it appropriate? Are we coming back into the right spaces? All of those things are things that we looked at, and then at the end of the day, then you got to make plays, on the defensive end. But so for us, it's a situation of we got to make better decisions, and obviously if people don't make better decisions soon, then we have to look at different options. But, I'm still happy with the defenders we have.
Even with that answer, what do you make of Stefan Fry's play?
I think Stefan's played all right. I think, he'll be the first to admit that a couple of the goals he could have done better on. I really don't think there was a lot he could do on a couple of them. The one goal, it's like, well, maybe he could have had a better angle to, block that shot, far post, but then he gives up the near post, so you want to make sure you don't give up the near post. I think the third goal, the one that sort of Bunbury hit and Jimmy Traore left his feet and then the rebound came in and hit Stefan in the foot and went in. I think that was not a good goal. I think he'll be the first to admit that. But at the end of the day, I don't care if we would have had whomever in goal at that time. We could add Gigi Buffon. I don't think it would have made a difference on the game overall.
Right now, y'all are both at the top of the table and at the bottom of the league in goals allowed. Are those two stats sustainable?
It is right now. Over the long term, we certainly want to clean up the defensive side of it, and I thought we were really improving on the defensive side of it, in the 3 games prior, and this game just caught us, and so it was a situation where I think maybe fatigue caught up with us a little bit as well. 3rd game in 3 days and in 8 days, flying across country. When you look at the amount of distance we covered in the game, it was definitely a lot less than we covered on Wednesday in the Dallas game. So there's those things to look at as well. But over the long term, defensively, we gotta be able to play to 0. But we'll find our way there.
With 3 players selected for the national team, the most of any team in the MLS, and then with Eddie getting the opportunities when he played for Seattle and obviously not getting the opportunities now, how proud are you of this organization and kind of the atmosphere you've created to foster that level of play?
I think it's fantastic for the club, what you're always trying to do as a club and, as a coach, what I've always done. I was told a long time ago as a coach, and it's a philosophy from a coach that I sort of studied, was that it's sometimes not your wins and losses, it's how many players you get to the next level. And that was the approach I took when I was in college. And, we had a number of wins for sure, but we also got more players to the next level at UCLA than any other university did. And so that's something that I've always set as one of my goals when I had a team, is can you help players get to that next level? And obviously, we've helped Evans get there. Dempsey was there when he came to us, and we've gotten DeAndre into that next level now, and hopefully there'll be more that comes down the line. But it's a good reflection of what's being done in our academy system and the situation with DeAndre, and it's also a reflection of what's being done in our training on a daily basis, that players are improving and drawing notice to themselves. But also, you got to have success as a club, because if you're the national team coach, you don't look at the bottom of the league and say, well, who's playing well for them? You look at the teams that are doing well in the league, and you're saying to yourself, why are they winning? And you're looking for reasons why they're winning, and that's why you always find more players selected for national teams that come from top clubs than you find from the bottom of the table.
How much of an opportunity is this period where you're going to be missing some guys to really learn? You've talked a lot about how good the depth is, but it's going to obviously be tested in a new way. Do you look at that as an opportunity, or do you just kind of look at treading water?
No, it's an opportunity. It's a great opportunity for those guys. It's a great time for them to make their case. It's also good for us to see exactly, which role is this guy most comfortable in, because maybe a player plays in a slightly different role than he's been playing in. So we get to evaluate that, and again, it's you get to sort of see which combinations work as well. And so sometimes that helps you too when you're maybe late in the game and you're making subs and you realize, hey, maybe these 2 guys seem to work well together. Maybe if I get them on at the same time towards the end of a game, they can make something happen.
Go ahead.
I guess, how did Josh Ford's loan come up, and how did that go for him?
It went well for Josh. He played well in the game. They won the game on the road. He had a shutout, so we've been looking for opportunities for him to be able to get some games, and hopefully it'll be a situation that we can do again, so he can continue to get some 90-minute games.
Assists too, right?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Coach,
Wind-aided, I heard.
Coach, can I bring you way back to 2011 when I believe is the first time that the team had opened the full stadium, coincidentally also against San Jose, but that was Casey's tribute game. Can you just kind of bring back any memories you have from that match?
Well, I think the biggest memory from that match, I think that was the game where Casey made like that, quadruple save. I think it was more than a triple save. He saved one and second and a third and a fourth, and so you'll always remember that. I always remember them attacking. They were attacking the goal with all our the ECS behind them, and Casey came out and closed down the angle and came up with 4 big saves. So on a day where he was being honored and a day where it was really besides the playoffs, his last home game. It was a tremendous feat to pull off that kind of a save on that day.